I want to kick it off and just talk about joining this amazing franchise because there's such a great fan base. There's so much going on, and people are really excited to see the books come to life, but then also the twists and turns that this series kind of brings. So, Anna, what did it mean to you to join the Shadow and Bone family?
Wow. Well, I hadn't actually seen the show until I was in the casting process, and I was like, I'll watch a bit of it, see if I'm hooked, absolutely hooked, completely. And you know, then reading the books and everything, I was like, oh, if I don't get this part, I'm just now part of the fandom, like big time part of the fandom. So it was huge to sort of join something that is so meaningful to so many people. And I think, you know, it's helped a lot of people through a lot of things. You know, I think that's the beauty of fantasy. So yeah, I was basically massively fangirling Leigh when I first met her, and it's an honor. I think it's an honor to join a part of being the Shadow and Bone universe.
And I'd love to just kind of piggyback off of that and throw that to you, Lewis, and just see what was your first impression of the series, and did it change after filming season 2?
Yeah, I also had a very similar experience like Anna. I hadn't seen the show. I told myself I'd watch an episode or 2 and ended up watching the whole thing. I was very impressed by the writing. I was very impressed by the fleshed out character arcs, the diversity, the complexity, and the amazing VFX. I wanted to do fantasy for a while, and I've been looking for the right thing, and I thought that this was perfect. So yeah, I had it was an honor to be part of the show with this amazing cast, writers, and everybody behind the scenes. And it was a very unique experience that I think felt very supportive. And I was really grateful to be a part of it.
And Patrick, I feel like there has to be so much that kind of goes into it, though, because it's, you know, an already established franchise. And then there's also just this whole universe to learn about and then portray these characters, you know, up to these fan standards. So how did you prepare for all of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a dream to have like that to dive into, you know, like usually you go into something and you're going in blind, you don't know what to expect. And to be able to see the show, and like, I remember my first day on set being with Freddie and Kit, and it was like I felt like I was like stepped into the TV. It was so weird. I was like, there's like Jesper, like it was so nuts. It was really cool. And yeah, I think having like the books to read, and then the amazing scripts and everything, and just knowing what world you're about to kind of dive into is so exciting, and it was a dream.
I love hearing all of your thoughts on it. I can tell that you're a really big fan, so that really is amazing to see going into it. And I know that there's a lot of action and, you know, adventure that goes on. Was there any particular like big scenes that you had to film that were challenging?
Yeah.
These guys have it.
Oh my God. But the last 2 episodes are just, that was nonstop, right?
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, physical, you guys have a lot of awesome action scenes.
The whole thing really was, I mean, it's pretty nonstop from beginning to end. There was a lot, you know, I don't know which particular one was the hardest. Then we did a scene in Shuhan where we had a big kind of fight scene.
Wow, yeah.
In Shuhan, and that was really cool, but it was also very difficult because it was a night shoot, so we were shooting super late into the morning hours, and you get a bit delirious around that time. And when you're having to fight and you're delirious and it's freezing cold, then yeah, that can be a bit tricky. But yeah, luckily we would just walk to set with a speaker and just play Michael Jackson and different songs, like just to get everybody kind of like pumped up. So yeah, it was a good time.
That's great, because I was going to ask, like, you know, what did set look like? So now I know that set looks like Michael Jackson.
It's just a nonstop party, yeah.
Nonstop dance party, I'd say.
Yeah, Lewis brings the speaker. Lewis brings the party to set.
Good to keep the energy up. And then luckily all this cast likes to dance. So whoever had control of the speaker that day, they'd be playing music in the tent or in the backstage. So yeah, it was fun.
very skilled dancers, a lot of us.
Very skilled
I love
dancers,
that.
especially Danny.
I mean, I hope we get to see that at some point. The dance
Danny and
moves
Kit
really
dance
come
off
through.
would just
Oh,
I
yeah,
know.
that should be
We
electric.
are.
How has that not happened
I
yet?
know. We gotta make it happen.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make that
We'll
happen.
let you know how it
It's
gets.
gonna happen now.
Perfect. And my last question, I know everyone's excited to kind of meet these characters. So if I could start and have each of you answer, what was your favorite like trait about the character to bring to life? Patrick, if you want to start us off.
I think, wow. Honestly, I think, well, just from the beginning, being on the Volkvoni and having a whole crew around us and getting to meet Alina and Mal in those first episodes was so fun and so cool. And yeah, I'll never forget that.
By all accounts, the First Army have now turned their sights on Grisha. Thanks to what you and your conspirator did in the Fold.
The Darkling and I were not partners. You may believe otherwise, but once I tear down the Fold and reunite Ravka, the world will see I am not his ally. Help us. You'll be rewarded.
To tear down the Fold? Then how do you plan on doing that exactly?
By hunting Moritzova's Sea Whip.
Lena. Well, I suppose if the stag existed, the sea whip and the firebird might as well. Well, you couldn't do it with one amplifier, but two.
Unburdened by General Kerrigan, under my own power. Will you help us or not?
There's adventure, danger, money. Now you're speaking my language.
I think for me it was, I can be, I'm always like assessing all the different angles in my own personal life. I'm like, oh, what about this? I could do that. And so I was just like, this is what we're going to do. And I loved having that trait to play. So I was like, wow, imagine if this was my life, if I just went with it. Very liberating, yeah. Be more Tamar.
I love that. I love the idea that he's really into poetry and writing. I never got to play a character like that before, and I really love reading and poetry. And so, yeah, I think that was a lot of fun to get to explore that side of somebody who's also a warrior and a fighter and also has those skills. So it was a cool, contrast. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
Absolutely. I love all of that. I love the decisiveness of that answer too, because I would love to play a character that was decisive because I struggled with that.
I know.
I also realized
I could see that 100%.
I'm like, meeting Alina is not really a trait.
I didn't want to say it, but
Let it slide.
listen, meeting Alina is no trait.
I was like, oh.
If that's what you want it to be, that's what it is.
That's my personality. That's my.
That's fine.
Well, I'm stick with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, stick with it now.
Well, thank
Double
you all
down.
so much. Congratulations
Thank you.
on season 2. Thank you for chatting.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.